Alrighty. Hello and good morning, everyone. Only positivity here. No coffee today. I got up early, so banged out my two fucking cups this morning. Got me a little cherry limeade Waterloo sparkling bitch. So probably crack this open in a little bit here. But ready to kick off podcast number. Let's see. Podcast number 134 on this place that I'm looking to launch called Elevated Thoughts. So before diving into the topic of the day, let's go and start with the level set. So as I endeavor on pursuing knowledge and life experience in this next phase of life through fitness, photography, reading, cannabis, golf, many more things, one habit that I've really formed is traveling. So essentially this podcast goes through some of my more recent travels, taking those lessons learned and applying them to experiences in my life. Bing bang. Hey, let's read this one. Nope. Bing bang. Oh. No. Oh, me so horny. All right. So yeah, we're back on the bullshit, obviously. So anyway, I decided to try this little video recording out. I got my I got my GoPro that one of my buddies got me like 4 or 5 years ago. And, it's a nice little camera that can record, long form content. So I was like, let's just try it out. Let's see how it goes. And if it's stupid, we'll keep it off. But I don't know. I've been just thinking about different things. I've been doing this dopamine cleanse, which has been very interesting. So like I am not watching TV throughout the day, like no screens, no Netflix, no streaming services, no YouTube, no Instagram, trying to respond to only text messages and things like that. So, in the first few days of it, I was feeling like very existential. I was almost feeling anxiety, right? And, but over time, I've like formed the habit, and I just feel like I have so much more open space. I have so much more time to think about projects and things like that. I'm not just like sitting in front of the TV, zonking out, or on my phone, just mindlessly scrolling. And so it was just a reframe that I need to have. So I maybe need to find a balance versus being like completely off of it, like forever. But, we'll figure it out. I think that's just the whole thing about life. But, I've been having more time just like to cook food because I'm not trying to just warm something up and sit in front of the TV. Been like typing out this like book that I want to write, or I want to publish. Just doing what I'm doing now too is like, all right, let's try the video thing out, because who gives a shit? So, yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. I will say I was honestly like, I think I try to like pride myself on being someone who's reflective and honest with themselves and objective. But when you do something like this, it just really reframes it all. It really shows you that you always have opportunity to improve and be better and focus and things like that. So, I'm not even saying I recommend this, but I'm enjoying it. And, I met this guy, named Scotty at the gym, and we've been just kind of like broing it up over the past year. And, if he sees me at the gym, we'll work out together. And then we talk about things. He's like a go-getter, forward-thinking guy, hustler, young kid, man. And I'm happy to see like, the younger folks just like hustling and grinding and going through the throes of life, and it takes a lot to be someone who is like ambitious in the right way, without losing yourself in that ambition. So respect to my boy Scotty, man, got me on this dopamine cleanse. And, it's like, it's just nice to meet people. You get out there, pick your head up, connect, over good things like fitness, business, motivation. And like, you never know, like, right. You never know where you could go with it. So anyway, man, that's kind of my little preface. But today, let's go through my most recent trip to Sedona. So my second time going to Sedona, and I went with my brother-in-law and my wife, and it was a fucking beautiful, mate. Sedona is amazing. It's like another planet, honestly. And so, excuse me. Bing bang. So essentially, let's just go ahead and run it down. So, we've been starting to do this, make this a little routine. Like we went to Banff last year in July, and it was just a beautiful trip for the three of us, right? And it's really heartwarming to see like my brother-in-law kind of get out and just explore different places. And he's kind of I don't know. I think we travel a lot, and he does not travel a lot. So what's really nice is, like I said before, we can gift these experiences to people. And I think that's the best way to like pay it. One of the best ways to pay it forward is just like gift those good experiences that you have, objectively, right, to other people if you can. And so what was nice was, he's just down, simple traveler, just really open to, whatever we want to put together. And we always offer the opportunity to like plan it together, but it seems like he likes to be surprised by some of the things we do, and that's great because then we can just cover it front to end. And when it's easier when there's less people involved in the planning, right? Not that I don't like that, right? I enjoy like mind share, and right when you're on a trip, you want everyone to be happy. But if they're just like, yo, you go do it, I'm like, I'll go do it. Easy enough, right? So all good. So then, we land on Sedona, and it's just like an easy trip to do. It's very there's something for everyone there, right? There's something for all levels of hikers. There's something for like folks who don't even want to hike and just want to do more city-like things. There's good food there. There's so many things that, that are, I don't know, just like all encompassing and just appease to a lot of different audiences. So I was like, let's fucking get it, my boy. So we lock that in, and then just get the flights going, get the Airbnb going, right? And then you do that around like, the tail end of the year in 2025, and then you're good, right? You're good. You just got to get there. So then, what ends up happening is we the day is approaching, right? And where's my fucking wire at? All right, meow. So we end up getting, the day ends up coming, and we're just like lit for it, right? So it's like a Thursday, right? And this is not here or there. So I'm at work on Thursday, and right before this call, my boss calls me, and he pretty much goes, we are having a restructure on our team, but don't worry, you're on the good end of it. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I was like, this is too much, right, for me to think about right now. I was like, that's nice, right? That's nice. So fine. And so he lets me know that, and then like somebody else on my team was let go, and for better or for worse, the guy wasn't really like showing any value, and it's like, this is a tough time to be in the job market, so it's like, dude, you can't be dilly-dallying at your job, in my opinion, right? You got to show value. So anyway, he gets let go, and then I get a little bit of like a merit increase and whatnot, which is nice, so but it's like I also got a demotion, so but it kind of made my life easier. Because I don't have to report up through like a lot of like C-level exec bullshit anymore. You know what I mean? So it was nice in that way. But like, I just think for me, like the existentialism of just the way corporate goes was kind of getting to me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's not here or there. But all in all, I'm feeling a lot better about it. But in the moment, it was hard to process that, right? And I'm going on this fucking trip. You know what I mean? But hold on, let me see this shit. Dude, you know what's so fucking bogus, man? Like the Walgreens I go to, is their hours are so annoying, and like their pharmacists take like weird breaks. So whenever you go there, it's like no one's there, and you got to wait. And I'm just like, every month it's like dreadful for me to go to the pharmacy. But anyway, so I get that update at work, and I'm like, whatever, right? It's all good. I'm good. So I can go have some fun this weekend either way. And then so I'm on this call, and I get a text from United saying my entire flight just got canceled, and I'm just like, what the fuck? The whole thing, like, and there was like a oh my God, my fucking thing. Dude, my GoPro just sucks, man. I might just like drop that bitch off. But anyway, it said like SD card error. So fuck me. Yes, no video podcast today, boys. But anyway, I am, what do you call? So I'm on this call, and I get a call that says, a text that says, oh, your flight's canceled, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, fuck my life. And so then I'm on this call, so I text my wife, I'm like, this screenshot of it, and she's like, don't worry, I got it, which is awesome, right? She's like on top of it, and she booked us another flight like straight away, and it was at like 9:30 p.m., which is fine, but like what you have to notice is like you fly into Phoenix, and then it's like a 2-hour drive to Sedona, right? So like, mind you. So anyway, So we're like, okay, that's totally fine. No worries. So my brother-in-law comes over, get all my shit done. And now we can go have a nice little fucking dinner together before the airport, which is great. So I was trying my best to not eat something heavy, right? So at dinner, we went to this place called Gianni's, which is a great spot. Italian food. I'm a big Italian food hoe, dude. So anyway, we go to this place, Gianni's, and I just get a salad. Wife gets a salad, and then I'm just like, okay, cool, you know? Because like a lot of times when I'm like smoking weed, bro, like my stomach will just like, I feel like it slows down my digestive system. So I'll get a little bit like bloated. But I was like, if I eat a salad, it's like no biggie, right? So anyway, so then we eat dinner, all good, and it's like about 9 o'clock now, and our flight is at, I think our flight's at like, it got delayed a little bit to like 11. And so we're like, no worries, we'll make our way to the airport, mosey on over. And so we get to the airport, and then it says like we have another delay for like an hour and a half, right? So we don't get on our plane until 1 o'clock. So anyway, we go down to, we get there, we get on the plane, everything is smooth, and get through the security easy. But one thing that was fucking annoying as fuck, bro, like, so there's this fucking huge fucking obese fucking, like TSA agent, fucking neck bearded out, just like total power trip motherfucker. He goes like, me and my wife pull up to the line, and there's literally nobody there, right? So there's no need to be an asshole. And he's like, hey, come on, let's get shit done. And I'm like, what? And then he looks at my wife, and he's like, is that your wife? Are you with her? I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, both of you need to get shit done. He's like, hey babe, put that up here. And I'm like, so you asked me if she's my wife so then you could start being a fucking asshole? I was like, dude, I just, I'm not a fighter or anything like that, man. But like, if I just know that dude would have caused a problem for me if I like stepped up to him, and I'm just like, dude, like, not like let me catch you on the street type shit, but dude, I would roast the shit out of you with no remorse if I saw you just walking around. Like, you're lucky that like we're in the fucking airport and I'm a brown dude and I look like a fucking, prime suspect. But otherwise, I would just, I should have just talked to his boss, but I was kind of stoned too. I was like, should have just been like, yo, you have a manager here, motherfucker? Can I speak to your manager? Because that is like unacceptable, man. He was like being super disrespectful, calling my wife babe a bunch and telling us to like get our shit together and stuff. And I'm just like, fuck you, man. But anyway, we got that through, and I'm like, sorry, your life sucks, bro. And so we moved on, get to the gate, get another delay, right? And so that's fine, whatever. We get a little drink, little glass of wine somewhere. And then we hop on the plane, and dude, my stomach is starting to get into knots, man. I'm holding in these farts that may be farts, and they may be like, me shitting myself. So anyway, we get there, get on the plane, and honestly, man, like when I'm going to a location, it's really hard for me to sleep because I'm the one usually handling logistics, so I feel a little bit like, okay, I got to stay alert, got to stay awake, and like figure all this out, right? And so we get there. No problem. But my stomach is in knots. We get off the plane. I'm like, dude, I usually don't like take shits in airports. I just like don't do that. But I was like, dude, this is going to be a problem. We got another 2-hour drive. So then I get into the fucking, the Phoenix airport. I just fucking blow it up, dude. Like just bam, 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 just fucking, oh my God, just fucking atrocity. Crime against humanity, bro. And I was just like, bro, what's fucked up? Because like I don't think even the automatic flush thing registered that I had left, and so like I just walked out, man. My bad, fam. Hopefully someone took care of that. But that's mad disrespect, bro. But it's all good. That's what bathrooms are for, I suppose. So anyway, we get to the rental car area, and fortunately the shit is open. And then we pick up our rental car, pick up a nice Honda Civic, like a sport. Got all the bells and whistles on it, which is nice. And then we have to make like this 2-hour drive to fucking Sedona. And by this time, like I've hopped in the car. It's like 3:30 or 4 in the morning, right? And so we're driving, and what's nice is like my brother-in-law was like awake with me. He was like talking to me, which was nice. And I didn't even feel sleepy. I did feel sleepy, but it's like you're kind of slap happy. You're just kind of like awake and alert. So all good. So then we make this 2-hour drive, and what's really nice is like, I guess the silver lining was when we got to Sedona, the sun was rising, and so like he finally got to see the red rocks, because he wasn't looking at pictures, he wasn't even trying to like gain any knowledge about the trip because he just wanted to be surprised by it, and that was really nice. And so he can finally see it. And I'm like, dude, let's just fucking rock a little nap out, right? We get to this Airbnb called the Pie House, which is like in the perfect fucking location, man. It's like right by a lot of trails. It's right by like the main area where you want to go out to. And it's just an accessible little spot. And it's also, you feel like you're away from it, from things, from the main hustle and bustle of the strip. So anyway, we get to our Airbnb, and we get in. And you know, one thing to note about these Airbnbs, I feel like they like kind of like don't let you know initially, is like, so we were on the top floor and it was like a whole living area, right? But there was a bottom floor too of that house that was also being rented out, right? And so there was people like, you know, around us a lot, but it didn't really infringe on anything. It was totally fine. So we get in there, nice Airbnb. Everyone has their own bed and bathroom, which is great. And there's like a nice little living room. Everything's kind of pie themed. So, you know, I like that character, right? And so we end up doing that and then going to bed for just like 5 to 6 hours, man. It's like, we need to rock this nap, right? So we rock this nap and then we get up, and what was so nice is there's a spot next to us called Rascal. And you know, not that anyone's like really tuned into me, but like in 2022, I went to Sedona with my boys and we went to this spot Rascal for breakfast. And it was so cool because I pulled up that exact picture, and this restaurant's still fucking buzzing, bro. It's still good. And I love that, man. It just makes me feel so wholesome because it's like, I was here 4 years ago and now I'm here again, you know, doing the same things with people I love, with another group of people that I love. Like, how fucking fortunate am I, right? Like, I went with like my longtime friend group, like these 5 white dudes that I'm really close with, and then now I'm here with my wife and my brother-in-law, who's like my family now, man. He's like one of my best friends. So it's really cool, really wholesome, and I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed. So we got some breakfast, right? And what was really nice was we went to, I mean, this wasn't nice, but so there's a lot of like, you know, they're very like apothecary, you know, like non-traditional medicines, you know, a little bit of a hippie vibe out in Sedona, you know, in the desert. And so we went to this coffee shop that was like, there's like a bunch of fortune tellers in there. It was like very trippy in there. And their whole thing was like, they use like non-FDA approved ingredients in their coffee and whatnot. And they have all these like, I don't know, fucking things about it. You know what I'm saying? They have all these like these narratives about it. So anyway, I'm like, sure, like I'm happy. I will happily indulge this, right? But they end up getting our order wrong. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I asked for a hot coffee and they gave me a cold. And he's like, oh, I could just warm it up. I'm like, why would you say that to me? Like, you know, you just warm up my coffee? Is that what you're saying? And so anyway, we're like, okay, like nice try, like whatever. So then we get out of there. And like, you know, in Sedona, they call like each pocket of Sedona like a vortex. So it's like super hippie out there, which is totally fine. There's like energies and everything like that they like they let you know. So it's like fine, all good. I appreciate it, right? I appreciate it for sure. But then we go back and there's actually like a ping pong table at our place. So we were fucking rocking some ping pong out, just getting a little cozy, right? And there was only like one hike we had planned for that day. And so we like kind of like just got acquainted, chilled out. And then I wanted to do that hike during sunset. So plan it out like during sunset. And it was like 2.5 hours. So, you know, we get out there around 5 o'clock, right? And so we get up to the Airport Mesa Trail at like 5 p.m. And then we park up, and then, you know, there's a lot of people, like, as always, like in the main area, like the parking lot, there's always a lot of people. But once you start walking, you get away from folk, right? And so the views are just immediately outstanding, right? Just so majestic. Anything like, you know, my brother-in-law has ever seen, right? So like, you know, you go to Banff and you get like the rocks, the Canadian Rockies, right? You go to Seattle, you get the green mountains, the lush greens. Colorado is again Rockies. But then you go to Sedona and like Arizona, you get like, and Palm Springs, and so you get like desert, burnt mountains, right? So fun, just really enjoyable. And, you know, we were just talking and chatting and catching up on life. And, you know, when it's quiet, you just look at the views. It's just, you know, you just can't beat it, man. You just can't beat that bonding time, that family time together. And I wouldn't give that up. I wouldn't give that up for anything. You know, I'm constantly looking to recreate moments just like that. But anyway, So that's like a 2.5 hour hike, and we timed it perfectly because like right when we got back, the sun was setting, and so like 5 minutes to back to the car, it was like getting dark, and we're like, okay, like we did this perfectly, and I'm just like, keep moving, let's keep moving. But one thing about me, like I'm real big on is like checkpoints. Like I like to when I'm hiking, I like to remember checkpoints, and I realize like not everybody does that. It might be just like a safety thing. Maybe it's like I learned that in Eagle Scout. I'm not in Boy Scout. Sorry, I'm not exactly sure. But when we like, that's how I know where we are. It's like, okay, like this. I know this airport Mesa Trail is a big loop, so there's gonna be a point where we start seeing things we've already seen before, right? So like there's a gate that I remember, and this I remember, and like we almost went the wrong way because my wife and brother-in-law were confident that we don't go that way. I'm like, dude, we have to go back through this way, and I was right. Oh, me so horny. Yeah. But anyway, so we did that, and then we went to this man, I forget the name of this little Tex-Mex spot. And dude, the Tex-Mex in Arizona is done right. Like Tex-Mex in Arizona, New Mexico, dude, like fucking beautiful, mate. It was just like so delicious. It was exactly what I wanted. And like, around here, I don't really eat like Mexican food, Hispanic food, because it tends to be a little bit on the unhealthier side. So when I'm out there though, it's like, dude, I got a beef quesadilla, some enchilada suizas, and like a Mexican mojito. And that is fucking right up my alley. And we just like, again, bonding, enjoying, talking, catching up. And when we get home and we park the car, it's dark now, right? And then you look up and you're like, holy shit, there's so many stars in the sky, right? Like you just look up and you're like, what the fuck? Like the sky is filled with stars. And you can see all the constellations, a Little Dipper, Big Dipper, Orion's Belt, like just so vividly. And we were just sitting up there like kids, just like in the middle of the street, just like looking up at the sky. And I could not believe it, dude. I could not believe it. And I just didn't want to leave. I just want to stay there and just look at that, and there's words cannot describe the euphoria that comes over you when you see a star-filled sky at night. It's just an unparalleled experience. So yeah, we went back in, we watched Dan Soder. I don't know if you guys know Dan Soder. Dan Soder, if you're listening to my podcast, bro, let's fucking get it. That dude's hilarious, man. We watched a little stand-up. Played some Uno, which I won. Didn't finish Scrabble, but I was winning. All right, boys, when when we were playing Scrabble. But dude, you just love to get into it, man. Like we're just fucking having a good time playing Scrabble, kicking it, being silly. And like it's in this world that can feel daunting at times, man. Like that fucking feels great, right? I feel like I don't even want to say I feel like a kid again. I just feel like I feel like a kid, right? I feel like a kid. And that's what I'm all about in this phase of life. Just like kind of, nurturing my inner child, letting that dude know that it's all good. Like, you're on the right track. You're doing things well. Like, good for you, man. Try things. Like, shit like that. So we pass out, much needed, right? Get up the next day and we go to this spot called Wildflower. Long ass fucking line, but good food, like got a skillet, got some matcha lattes. And what I like about like this trio is that any opportunity we get, like we make the most of it, right? If we're standing in a line, if we're hiking, if we're getting delayed at the airport, like we just make the most of it. Like there's nothing else we can do, right? And I love that attitude because not everyone is like that. So we get a nice little breakfast, matcha latte, skillets, and we're ready, right? We're ready. We go back. Me and my boy are fucking grinding on the ping pong table while my wife is getting ready. And that's what guys do, like we do that shit. And so we were out there just yarding out, and then we're ready to go this teacup trail. And it was a hot day, man, hot Arizona day, but perfect, really, like a 75, 85 degree weather day. And so what was fortunate for us was that like this trail was like walking distance. That trailhead was walking distance from where we were at. And we started walking, and it's a sunny day. It's not sunset anymore. So we're just like loving the views, man, talking, chatting, just discussing life ideas. And we saw like an Australian cattle dog, and dude, those dogs are so fucking cute, man. I really want one of those. And I was talking to the owner for a little bit about its temperament and things like that. And I don't know, it just feels good, man. It just feels really good to like see a dog like that on a trail. It's like that. I'd be living this life. I'd be like, yo, we're going to go for a little hike in the morning, get a little trail situation going, bring the dog with, come back, start the day up. You know what I mean? It'll be perfect. There was one part of the trail that was like kind of exposed that we had to like climb a little bit. And I could tell my brother-in-law and sister, or sorry, my wife were a little bit sketched out by that, but I'm always trying to full sun that shit. So like we got up there and it was worth it. We sat in silence and we spoke for a few minutes and just like took in the view and we're like, man, this is great. This is so fucking nice. Can't believe we did this. And then we go back, right? So then we make our way down, and we go back to the place and, we're just watching a little bit of TV and whatnot. And then we want to go down and get some souvenirs, right? So we go down and I'm into because I golf now, I'm into getting hats, right? So I got a Sedona hat. I bought a hat from Palm Springs. Like the Legend hats are really good. I like those a lot. So rocking those. And then my brother-in-law got a mug and I love that he's on that shit, man. Like collect the mugs. My wife got a sweatshirt and then we got some bubble tea, bro. I needed it. Like it's hot and it was like so refreshing, dude. It's so fucking good. And then we went back and just chilled and kicked it, got a little glass of wine going, fucking hung out, just talking it up. And we went back to Rascal for our last dinner. And then, just came back, wound down the night. We watched some Black Mirror episodes, talking, kicking it, just life goals, ideas, things like that. Can't beat it. Passed out. And the next morning we got up and we had like a 11 or 12 a.m. flight, or 12 p.m. or 11 a.m. flight. So we kind of had to get out early, right? It's 2 hours. And so we cleaned up the Airbnb. Everyone's up kind of like, doing their chores to help like, close out the Airbnb. And then we hop in the, we hop in the car and then go to this, not apothecary shop and get some coffees. And, I haven't been hitting like the vape, the digital yart, like the weed pen. I just don't like it, but like, I wasn't really smoking like that all weekend. And then on the last day, when we were going back to the airport, I was like, fuck it, bro, I'm going to yard out. So smashed out on the yard, dude, fucking violently. And then drove like the 2 hours back. And dude, on the way there, it was dark, right? But on the way back, it was morning. So it was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. You could see all the desert mountains and like just my brother-in-law loving it. And it's a view unlike any other, man. So you go and then we just like, we're taking it all in, talking, listening to music, get to the airport, no delays, get home. I actually passed out on the plane home because I was finally ready. I knew where I was going. Got home, got the Uber, and we're back, baby. We're back. And so there's, it's funny because I was talking to my brother-in-law. There's always that few days when you come back from a trip where you're just like, fuck, man. Like back to normal life, back to emails, back to Outlook, back to fucking status meetings, back to filling up your gas, grocery shopping, cleaning your house. But for that one weekend, man, you don't do any of that. You can just live, And so there's something about that. But that about wraps up Sedona. A beautiful trip, even though there were some delays, some things that we couldn't plan for. We made it work, and memories for a lifetime. But I will leave you all right there. Feel free to leave me any comments, any feedback, and remember, only positivity. Thanks, guys.